Derek, thank you for joining me today on Pop Culture Unplugged.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Congrats, my friend. The Rookie just premiered about a week ago, a week and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago. Yeah.
Congrats on this role, man. Tell us, how's it feel?
Thank you so much. It feels good, man. This whole situation being on this show, it's amazing. We have a phenomenal cast and a great, phenomenal crew, and we all work together to make this project as great as it could be.
Mm. Well, definitely, we're gonna jump into the show in a few minutes. I got a lot of questions for you on the show, but let's jump a little bit about your career. Also, you're born in New Orleans, right?
Yeah, New Orleans, born and raised,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
University of New Orleans. Unfortunately, my mom got sick when I was 13, so we had to my twin brother and I had to take care of her, and we were gonna move to LA right before that, but we stayed in New Orleans, and I wanted to go to Yale or Juilliard, but I had to stay local to take care of my mom, and which kept me in my roots, kept me grounded, and really built my foundation for my humility. And
Mm.
after I graduated from the University of New Orleans, I went straight to New York, man, to pursue my career fully.
So how was it like growing up in New Orleans? And how did it shape you for your love to join the performing arts, storytelling? Like, what pushed you?
Well, my mom, she had twin boys, right? And I remember when we were 12 years old, she was like, "Y'all gonna make me some money."
Isn't that everybody's dream?
For sure, man. So she like forced us to do theater and model. Remember those old J.C. Penney catalogs?
Yeah.
We used to model for J.C. Penney's and did their runway shows. And an acting scout came to one of the runway shows and actually was like, you need to get these boys into acting. And from there, we did our first play. We did The King and I fell in love with acting, man, through force.
Mm.
And New Orleans is a unique place, man. It's a very cultured city. We pride ourselves on being family oriented, and of course the different cultures, the French regime, the Spanish regime,
Yeah.
and the Americanization of it. So it's an influx of cultures, and my family really prioritized family over everything, which made me humble and made me humane. And really, that's where my humble spirit and meekness comes from, is my family and from my city.
Mm. How did you like your theater background help you to like transition now from that to TV and film?
Well, my theater background, first of all, theater is so much different than film.
Yeah.
Um, it's no redos, no cuts. And in theater, you have to be very well off prepared, which teaches proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. So I'm grateful for that it taught me to work hard and to be prepared, to be overly prepared. But my transition was different. I studied at the University of New Orleans, and I come from an extensive Shakespeare background, but my first role on TV or film, I remember I was so nervous, man. And it was for this movie called, I think I did Vampires Diaries first, but I did this movie called When the Game Stands Tall. And I had this big monologue to give, and I stand up and I go blank. And I did this happen like 3 or 4 times. So the director, Thomas Carter, was like, we can't use it. You're taking too much of our time. It just goes to show you that, man, when you in any career, you get better in time. And my foundation really forced me to be good, to be great. And it built this work ethic in me, but it's totally different from theater than
Yeah.
film because you're working with people who are A-list stars, and that sometimes can be kind of overbearing, overwhelming sometimes, especially as a young actor. But you have to know that your training has got you to where you need to be and where you are.
Mhm. Yeah, I wrote down here you've worked with some heavyweights in the industry, I've heard. Like is there any like a lesson that you took from away from them, like working with such stars, Forrest Whitaker, Rosario Dawson? Like, did you learn anything from them or any
Um,
advice?
being with being on Godfather of Harlem and
Yeah.
playing Ali, it was a lot of big shoes to fill. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali, and
Yeah.
working with Forrest Whitaker himself. I remember the first time we had our scenes together. I was in the scene, and subconsciously I was like, "Wow, I'm acting across a Forrest Whitaker right now." And Forrest Whitaker, Vincent D'Onofrio on set, they were really like acting coaches. So I
Mm.
definitely took some tips from them and things that I still use in my career. So, which is valuable for any young actor. You know, whenever you are around people who've been in the industry for so long, you want to take in some of the things that they've learned, and you can use those in your career as well.
All these shows that you've worked on also, is there like one show that stands out that like resonates with you?
The rookie.
The Rookie?
Yeah, man, I tell my cast members this, and I told the showrunner this a couple weeks ago. Man, I worked on some phenomenal shows, but this is the first time in my career where I feel like I have a home,
Mm,
opposed to guest in somebody else's home. And I'm not downsizing any of the other projects I've worked on, but it really feels like a family. And they've really welcomed me with big open arms. And I have great character development here, and I'm not just here because another character needs me for their storyline. Like Miles really has his own storyline, and which is hats off to the writers and the creator. And that's why I say I feel like I have a home outside of being a guest.
let's jump right into The Rookie then. Was Miles on audition? Did you know somebody you worked with to say, hey, we might have a part for you and want you to come in? Like, how did that happen?
Man, I just auditioned, man. I got the
Yeah.
audition from my agents and my manager, Greeny Talent, and Ryan at Zero Gravity Management. And when it came in, man, in my career, this only happened once. A project came in, and I read the description of the character. I'm like, wow, this character sounds like me. He's from the South. He's from Texas. I'm from Louisiana. He used to play football in college, and he tore his knee up. I tore my knee up playing college ball at the
Uh,
University of New Orleans. And he comes from this small town. Even though Sugar Land isn't a small town in Texas, it's right outside of Houston. But compared to, a big city like New York or LA, it is
mm,
it's conceived as small. And just like myself, I came from New Orleans and moved to New York and LA to pursue this beautiful dream. That's Miles. Miles Penn comes from this small town, and he had to pivot in careers, and he still wanted, a substantial role in society like myself. And he chose to move to LA, and I was like, wow, things are matching up so perfectly. All right, let me put myself on tape, and then I got a call back, and then I did the test, and I got notes from our showrunner, and that was it, man. It happened so quick, and I'm so grateful, and it's kind of mind-boggling still when I think about it.
mm. So yeah, we noticed in the first episode too, like, Miles is transferred from Texas, like you said, to LA. Like, how do you think like his background now as a Texas officer shapes him to be, policing now in a different areas? And he's labeled as a rookie also.
Yeah, yeah, he's labeled as a rookie, even though he did 2 years in Texas,
Yeah.
people, in the Sugar Land area. It's going from a small town to a big city, how much you have to learn and how much Miles has to learn himself. And I don't think he's not arrogant at all. He just have this sort of um, I don't know, this weight of, hey, I'm confident. I've
Mm,
been about 2 years in Texas. I'm
yeah.
coming here, to LAPD, which I have some background already. I don't need to I don't need to learn everything a rookie would have to learn. But he soon as gets humbled and learns that, hey, this is a big city, man. We got crime that maybe Texas doesn't have in Sugar Land. But in LA, we have some, we deal with bigger and things that you're gonna have to learn along the way, Miles. Even in the scene where I'm running after the suspect, maybe I never ran after a suspect in Texas. So I'm running wild, gun out, and all that things is planned, man, and I wanted to do things with this character that I haven't done in any roles. I didn't want people to be Deric Augustine. I wanted
Mm,
people to be Miles and to see him learning and growing as he learns from his TO Tim and from the other officers in this program. So everything is planned out, and I wanted to add some comedy into this role as well, and which I think I'm doing a good job
mm.
doing.
I mean, what's great about the rookie too, it's got its mix of its high stake action, emotional storylines. Like, what can the fans expect from Miles, both on and off duty, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, man, I can't give too many spoilers.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're gonna learn that Miles, even though he comes off as cocky and aggressive to be successful in as a cop in LA in the LAPD unit, that he's actually he's genuine, he's humble, he's eager to learn, and that maybe come off as cockiness, and he's eager to prove himself. And in the off-duty unit, you might see some relationship things going on in his personal life that you're gonna learn from, some family issues maybe.
Mhm.
And you're gonna learn that he's a loving guy. You see that in the kind of in the first episode when with
Yeah.
Set, how they gravitate towards each other, and yeah.
What's great about it too is like, the rookie tackles like, real world issues and everything. Is Miles going to be involved in any type of storyline that you can, or like a theme that we're going to see down the road?
Let me see. Let me think,
With
man.
obviously without giving out a spoiler.
Yeah, I can't give out. I can't really give out a spoiler in that retrospect. But yeah, let's say you're gonna maybe come across some things that he does in the storyline that you
Mm,
may come across in your life that you can relate to. Let's just say that.
yeah. You
Yeah.
mentioned family earlier. How was it on your first day on set? What was the vibe like, with the cast and the crew? Because you mentioned, like the rookie, it's exciting to join a cast like this, but it could be a little daunting, I'm sure, also.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when you're 7 season
Yeah.
in, and I've been blessed to work on some other shows that welcome me with open arms, like Shameless and All American. But this one was kind of different in a way that it's a bigger cast, and everyone's just so down to earth and humble, man. And there was no like oh, we're gonna give him a hard time because he's new on the show. It was none of that. It was just
Mm,
really let's whatever you need, I can help you. Whatever you're willing to learn, I can be a teacher, and I can sow into you, and I appreciate that from everybody, man. Everybody's so nice.
right.
I don't have any favorites. Everyone's my favorite.
You mentioned earlier too, you get some action scenes and everything. Any special training or stunt help while you
Oh
get
yeah.
this
Oh,
role?
Oh, most definitely, man. One of the police liaisons who was in the LAPD, his name is Chick, and me and the other rookie Patrick, we went on a couple of training. We did a couple of training exercises with him, and it's small things like how to hold a gun, how to shoot properly, your stance, how you would chase after a suspect, different scenarios. We did this motion capture thing where
Okay.
they really out, different scenarios that would happen in the police academy. That's where we went, and we did different scenes and that, and that was fun. I actually fell over because it feels like real life, man. You're in this thing,
Yeah.
and you have the goggles on, and it really feels real. And I try to put my hand on a door on a wall, and I fell down, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, we did pretty much some intensive training with those guys.
You mentioned the TOs before. Do you think Miles has a preference which TO he enjoys working with?
Come on, man, give me
Or,
Tim. Give me
huh?
Tim all day. Give me.
Yeah.
I love working with Tim, man. I think Miles enjoys it too because in my acting I use a substitution technique,
Okay.
and it stems from Ivana Chubbuck, who is this world known acting coach. That's my acting coach, and we use things in your life that you've been through in with a material. And for me, it's like I didn't grow up without a father in real life. And for me, Miles uses Tim as a father influence
Mm,
in his training, and I'm using Eric as a father figure in my acting. So it works out. It works out perfectly, man. So I
mm,
would say Tim. Tim is my Tim. All of them, but Tim would be my favorite. Yeah.
mm. Do you have a favorite cast member that you had a scene with, or somebody hopefully down the road you can have more scenes with that you didn't get a chance to?
Patrick and I, the other
Mm,
rookie, we have some great scenes. You'll see some in the next episode that which airs tomorrow. We have you'll see a real bond between us in
mm.
this next episode.
I was told to ask you, do you think Miles has a crush on Lucy?
No, I think he's professional. I think, him showing up in that in the roll call in the first
Yeah.
episode, I think he was just trying to be swaggy a little bit, overconfident. I don't think he has a crush because I don't think he would mix business with pleasure.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he's eager to please himself. And last
Yeah.
thing he wants to do is get into trouble. Yeah.
The rookie's got, it's got a huge fan base and everything. What's been the fan response so far with you, with
Oh
your
man,
character?
I get a lot of mixed responses. Most of all, they do love me. They love my character, but they don't like the cockiness of him, and and for me personally, I don't like cocky people.
Right.
So, but it just goes to show you that his art, he starts off overly confident, but as you see, he got humble in that first episode, and he's gonna learn so much along the way. So, I believe truly that the fans are gonna love him, and well, love his storyline, his arc, and what he can bring to the rookie story itself.
Are we going to learn a lot more about Miles, like his back history or anything
Oh,
too?
oh,
Yeah.
you're gonna learn a lot about Miles, his back history, why he came to Texas, why he's sleeping in his car. Maybe learn about his love situation that's going on and his future goals in life. And I'm excited for the fans to really get to know Miles Penn and everything he's been through.
Is there anything you would change about him if you could?
Man, no, I like
No.
Miles. I like Miles the way he is, and his character. He's 26, 25 turned 26, and when I was 25, I just remember me being that that eager to be successful in my
Mm.
career, and the fire and the hungry attitude I had, and Miles kind of has the same thing, and I think I wouldn't change anything. Yeah.
How many episodes are we expecting for this season?
18 episodes. We're shooting the last one right now, but the fire situation that's going on in
Yeah.
LA, we're taking a break, and which is we need to do that, to help out our community, to help out our friends and family, and just to not just center everything around us. It's all about our community. So, but 18 episodes.
18 episodes. So how would you describe Miles's like journey, episode one now all the way through? Like, is there specific words you could use to describe his journey?
Yeah, let's say growth,
Okay.
and let's say eagerness, let's say succeeding, and let's say open-minded. Yeah.
Uh, these type of shows, they love the stories. They love like even possible spin-offs. Would you want to see a spin-off of Miles down the road?
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember my
Maybe he
my
goes back to Texas.
yeah, maybe it goes back to Texas. You just never know. I remember I was talking to Alexi, who was our showrunner. I was like, "Hey man, Miles Penn sounds like a cool detective name." He was like, "Slow down, cowboy." So, I mean, yeah, man, I think every cast member wants to be a part of this show for a long
Mm.
time, and any spinoff that Alexi has, or any studio has, we're down for it because we love this material so much, and I think I can speak upon every cast member who loves this material. We're so blessed and honored to be here.
Derek, is there any other shows you got coming up or any projects you're allowed to tell us about before we end this
Uh,
interview?
I did another episode of Godfather of Harlem where I played Muhammad Ali. My passion project right now is my novel. I wrote a YA fantasy novel about wizards in New Orleans, and
Okay.
hopefully it's going to be published soon. It took me years to write this thing, like over 6 years, and
Oh,
I'm excited to get this to into the world and maybe make a film or a TV
I
show
was just
about
gonna say
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah. It's called Nolans. If you guys want to know more about it, you can go search on nolans.net or search Nolans_series to find it on social media.
Awesome. Derek, let's end this by how can the listener viewers now find you on social media, keep up with you?
It's just at Deric Augustine everywhere. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, man, so much for having me, and
Uh,
I appreciate it.
Definitely.